person I've had the honor of working with throughout the series. Now, some of you don't know who I am. I was officially introduced into the pigeon racing world last year, right at the end. But this year I was joined into the family, and so over 10 races, I've gotten to know about the pigeon racing world, about being a fancier. I've gotten to be close to Ruan, who is our loft manager, and I'm basically getting to know a lot more, maybe even a lot more than some of you who have been in the industry for quite a few years. So I'd like to say that watch out for me as a fancier very, very, very soon. All right, without that being said, please welcome the president of AFRIKAPRO One Loft Series, Hendrik van Beilig. Hendrik, welcome.
Thank you very much, Kotso. Thanks, thanks for having you. Azai, welcome from my side, a warm, warm welcome. I also mention it also with the basketing. The biggest gift you can give me is if you really attend what we try to do for you. And such a big award you gave me today is just to attend our final. This is for us an extremely special day and moment, and I hope it will be for you as well. I know it's only the results that will make it special for you, and for me it will be regardless special. So I'm a bit more fortunate than you for those that maybe I don't have such a good result. But I just want to maybe start the day off for now. AFRIKAPRO, where we are today. We've gone through extreme deep waters at times, which people don't know. No need for me to go and explain all that detail, but it was times that I couldn't ship one single pigeon in to participate from overseas in AFRIKAPRO. And it was actually at the brink of closing down. But at the end, I just keep my faith strong that God will pull me through all of that. And He did. So let's open the day in the right way. Our Heavenly Father, thank you so much for giving us this big privilege to be part of your creation, where we can watch your creatures flying today in these conditions that you created, in these temperatures, in this Africa. Thank you for the privilege we have to share all of this with each other, and may this be a wonderful day, and may we glorify you every moment throughout. Thank you.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. Yeah, from my side, I just want to say, my wife always tells me less is more, and all I can say is sit back and enjoy One Love racing. Enjoy the fact that you have pigeons out there. Appreciate the fact that you have a pigeon in the race, and who knows, in this temperature where we're flying right now, anything is possible. So I think today is going to be a truly game changer, maybe, who knows. But I think also we're going to see a very true, good reflection of quality pigeons coming through. Every client's almost sometimes SMS or WhatsApp or email me as if I can determine the weather and tell the weather and even order the weather for them. But I think today is also a perfect day to test those pigeons and see who've got quality out there. So enjoy the day and enjoy every moment of it.
Certainly. Thank you so much to the President of AFRIKAPRO One Loft Racing. Now, before we jump into the rankings, and of course, I know there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of nerves. A lot of people are sitting on the edge of their seats as we anticipate the arrival of our birds. Hendrik, before we start, just tell us a little bit about how you feel about today's proceedings. From Ruan, how did you hear about liberation? And I want to pick your mind a little bit. I know you guys are usually used to seeing us on screen, but now you get to see us live. You get that the real experience. So I'd like to pick the president's brain a little bit and maybe expose what he's thinking about today's race.
Yeah, I think now I'm going to walk with the mic and just change the cameras to my clients for a bit, because I believe they know as good as I know. Throughout the week, I also follow the weather. We actually pay that premium subscription, so we can look at the weather for almost a month ahead, because we're always very curious to see how the final will be and so forth. But a week ago, I thought it will be like a 1350, very much the same velocities last year in the final. And then as this progress and we feel the heat and we see it, then we say now a 1300 velocity today, and later we say it was a 1250 velocity. Now the latest that goes on here in my mind is maybe below 1,200. So, but I think that our more legend sits in front of us, and we can definitely ask them as well. Maybe it's a good fortune that the aircons is not working as good today, because now we really feel what the pigeons going through as well throughout this day. So, of course, to summarize quickly from my side, the temperature is going to be a very big factor today, and that will be definitely the main determining factor.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the distance. Some pigeons can't do that. We must remember it's young pigeons, né? So it's yearlings that we are young pigeons that we got in, and we train them up every week after week. It's just further and further the distance. We never came this season once down. We never, the last race was 480, which was the second longest race of the year. And now we're going into 600 kilometers of this temperature. And so the distance, of course, and then the temperature is the two main factors. And to add on top of that, there was a little headwind this morning. There was a headwind of 12 to 13 kilometers an hour. Later it was even peaking at after an hour and a half from Liberation, 7:30, Ron spoke to him. It was then a 15-kilometer headwind. And then later the wind turned to the west side, so the wind is then in the second part of the race, the second third, if I can say that way, was on the left wing, so westerly wind. So this is our conditions where the pigeons is flying in today. I think a very good true tester, and the biggest concern for me is the maximum temperature that can go even up as high as 35 to 36 degrees at AFRIKAPRO loft by 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock this afternoon. So this is actually massive, yeah.
Thank you. Well, obviously, always a lot of information coming there from the President. Now, President, talking to our fanciers here, internationally and local, I got the feeling that today is about an open field. So it's basically open season, where usually, and maybe even last year, compared to last year, we had a couple of guys that we could put our finger on and say these are the potential winners. The feeling that we get this year and this season is that it's absolutely open season, that anybody can take it.
100% true, Khotso. Yeah, and that's the beauty. And I predicted as well in a few years the following to come, we're probably going to be at many finals where we're never going to predict who's going to walk away with the big prize, in particular the black jacket. So sometimes we can see the Priya Dietlef, the Simbani, last year, they were winning the black jacket with over half an hour. So they make a very big statement.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we can give them a hand as well.
Well done to the Priya, yes. Where are they, by the way? Do you mind just raising your hands? Where are they? There we go, there we go. Welcome, sir.
Yeah.
Well done.
And even after that, just to add more to that, I got once a Zoom call from a participant from overseas, and that participant just congratulated AFRIKAPRO and the concept and how we love it and so forth. But he told me, please don't be concerned too much about the overseas, and he's an overseas participant.
Yes.
At that time, because he say they will do their homework and they will come back strong. That they also do their part from their side. And now I was surprised to see that in such a short time.
Right.
So it was last year, now we're here a year later, and the overseas participants are truly very competitive this year. And as you say correctly, anyone can take the race today.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, now that you're saying anyone can take the race, there was a very significant race that happened, ladies and gentlemen, and I think that list, turned the tables on their heads, and that was race day 9.
Yes.
Now, very interesting. Race day 9, one of the longest races that we had.
Yes.
I don't know how you feel about the difficulty of the race, but basically what happened was it absolutely opened the field and allowed anybody who could win to get into the race as well.
Yeah, amazing thing for me, interesting thing what I picked up in race 9 was, just to let everyone is understanding it clearly, there's almost 60% of the pigeons in the loft right now today is from South Africa or born and bred here in South Africa. Race 9, the second longest race, or the longest race up to that point in AFRIKAPRO for the season, then the first 5-6 positions was all from pigeons that wasn't born in South Africa. Right. Only the Priya Dietlefs combining them, they had pigeon, I think, second or third position out of those top 6 pigeons. So the rest were all born in Europe or other countries overseas. And even in the top 10, 70% was from foreign participants, and the same for the top 20.
Right.
So we can clearly say race 9 was dominated by overseas pigeons, although they have a smaller percentage of pigeons in the race. So it's amazing to know that. And I asked myself, why? what happened, what's different. And I think there's maybe perhaps 3 scenarios that can cross my mind. The one was that the South Africans not really were dominating, because many times we have a second ace pigeon just in a second position with few seconds below. There's so many times on all our races equal winners. The pack of 15, 20 pigeons land together there. It's just unfortunate for that participant, if it's from overseas, that his flag is in the first position, but his time, that's the beauty of AFRIKAPRO's concept.
Right.
We don't write down, we don't scratch out your time. The time stays there. Now that's the reason, I think, why we have now overseas participants that's leading the blue jacket.
Yes.
Like Dr. Henk de Weert, I hope he's here.
Is Dr. Henk here? Dr. de Weert? Show of hands. Hopefully
No, he will join us soon now. Yes, yeah. As an example, Bulent Mavis Pigeon was second as well, blue jacket, but that's a clear indication that it wasn't so much dominated. We're talking seconds.
Right.
And then what happened on race 9 is maybe another big scenario. What we mustn't forget is it was the longest race for a season. So that's when you can truly test your genetics.
Right.
So the shorter races are harder to test genetics and stuff. We only talk about the top 10, but it may be 20 equal winners.
Yes.
So longer distance, they come a bit further apart, and that's where you test really genetics. So that's when those names come up. And then also another factor is we mustn't forget that morning was very, very cold.
Right.
When we liberate, it was -3. So that was the coldest race for us so far this entire season.
Sure.
So the temperature were way down on the entire race 9. Now, I don't know, we're going to see today, because this is just questions I put self out there for myself. And is temperature then a big factor on the performance of the area where the pigeon come from or not?
Right,
Yeah.
right. Okay, before we get through to our top 10 standings, which is, I think, what we're all here for, what we're looking forward to, crowning that official 2024 Black Jacket standings, there's a few questions I'd like to ask. In fact, more than asking a question, I think I want to talk about some of the highlights that we've gone through. Now, obviously, very, very tense emotions right here, but throughout the series, one of my favorite highlights was the car race.
Yes.
And that was race number 8.
Yes.
And you know, with our fanciers, you quite often see how stoic and very still they are. Fun-loving guys, but when it comes to the race, they're very, very anxious. But
Yeah.
then we had some very emotional scenes there with the car race. You want to tell us a bit about that, about the winner as well?
Ja, om Boots aankomer is om Boots around.
Is he around? There he is.
Ja, there's some Boots, yeah. No, so we must give him another surname, maybe on Boots' car or something like that, because he won, I believe, already 4 cars in his life, yeah. And this time he didn't win the spare wheel, so.
He wasn't here when he won it, so I think he deserves a big round of applause.
Yeah,
Ladies and
yeah.
gentlemen, car race
Boots,
winner
quickly
number
come
8.
up. Come up.
You may stand up. Maybe say a thing. Let me grab a mic real quick for Oom.
Hij zegt, baie goed, dankie. Ja. Ja. So it's as hot, the same temperature today as it was on race 8 for the car race.
Was it?
Yeah. It's actually that was,
There we go, Oom.
that was the hottest race so far.
Oh.
That's race 8. And that's the race Oom Boots win.
Oh,
So
I'm glad.
I'm happy that it's hot today as well.
I like the hot races.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. So what's Oom's feelings about what went through Oom's mind when Oom realized there I just won the car? Did Oom trust that result? I must always say I'm very...
Yeah, I did trust the results.
Okay.
But I couldn't believe that when I saw it. I was watching, thank goodness I was
Yeah.
watching. I ran into the room and said to my I won. She said, what did you win? I said, a car.
Well,
And then she wanted to congratulate me, but I was crying for about 2 minutes. Because it's not the car, it's the achievement against the best guys in the world. That was
Yes.
for me more than the car.
yeah.
So I'm very happy.
Yeah.
And blessed. Yeah.
No, I must say, I think the 2 minutes was a bit longer because 10 minutes after that, I tried to Zoom or video call Oom Boots to put him on live stream, and he couldn't take that. So I had to do the interview a bit later, yeah. But Oom Boots, from my side, Oom comes generations, for years and years, through pigeon racing. And the only thing Oom can talk about is pigeons,
Yeah.
and I'm truly, truly passionate. Any person that's spent with Oom Boots just 5 minutes will understand what I'm talking about here. But this is the biggest reward for me as the race organizer, that see that that bear fruit at the end of the day. That passion that pays off. And surely we've done something right, and good luck for today. It's going to be very hot, same as race 8.
Thank
so
you very much.
Who knows?
Yeah, and good luck to the winners. Good luck to the winners.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Right.
Umbert.
Thank you, Thank you, well done.
Thank you.
Pleased to meet you,
Pleased to
I'm
meet
Khotso.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you, well done, congratulations.
Okay.
So I'm getting to meet, quite a lot of you for the first time. It was quite a pleasure last year meeting some of the faces that actually have dominated some of our top 10 Black Jackets, Kings and Geeslo. Where's the Kings team? Are they here?
Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
there
they
you
are.
go. Welcome,
I'll
guys.
say.
always an honor having you here. Thank you so much. You guys have done absolutely amazing. Looking forward to what you do this race.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm so tempted to actually go on over there and just ask a few questions.
Please.
With
Yeah,
permission
maybe
of
we go
the
quick.
president over here. All right, so gentlemen, let's give them a big round of applause.
I say, maybe we just look to the camera on that side or so. Yeah, to that.
Not a good thing to say a lot before the race. I would rather like to talk afterwards. Bad omen to talk before the race. So no, it went very well. You look at the pigeon fanciers, anyone here could have done it. So yes, it went well. Luck was on our side, and hope we can do it today. It doesn't help if you can push through for 9 races and you can't do it on the 10th race.
Indeed.
So also from my side, good luck to each and every one. Each and every one from Europe, from abroad, from America, and also to our local fanciers. I think a good bird will win today. Thank you.
Oh. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate. I always remind myself, people ask me, am I stressing before an event like that, before you go on stage or something like that? I say yes, a little bit, but not at least as much as those leaders. I think they are more hot seat than me. So I share sometimes the stress levels. And that's why I love AFRIKAPRO so much. It's not about a gamble just to come up there in the front and hope you have a lucky packet win today. It's truly good genetics that put you there where they are today.
No, certainly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's almost that time where we go through the Black Jackets top 10 standings. I always like to pick the president's mind, but also a gentleman who's very, very integral to our AFRIKAPRO One Loft Racing. That's our loft manager, Ruan. He's not here, obviously, right now. He's actually making his way here. So by the time, hopefully, we crown our Black Jacket, he's also here. We can pick his mind. But in the meantime, President, I'd like you to take a seat so we can go through our Black Jackets top 10 standings. Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your eyes on the big screens. Perhaps we'll split the screen and you can take a look as well at what we're watching and the stats and all. Maybe play a little music in the meantime.
Yeah. That's gonna. Okay, so there is the Black Jacket standing. Sorry, Khotso, I'm just going to stand
Not a
up,
problem,
then
not a
I see it better here. There we can see Kings and Geeslo. They're currently leading the Black Jacket, and what a phenomenal year for them. It is unbelievable so far for me. As we all know, that's, for me, we must realize that last year, this time, going into final race, there are 2 teams in the top 5. They were second and third going into the final. And this year, going into the final, again, 2 teams in the top 5. Guys just say, it's a bit of luck. It surely can't be.
Yeah.
Because AFRIKAPRO is about 10 consecutive races. This is why I conceptualize AFRIKAPRO that way. It's not about one race result and I was lucky to win this race. In AFRIKAPRO, we don't delete your result of the past. We keep track of it. And here we come at the end of a second season, and Kings and Geeslo put 2 teams up in the top 5 against the best in the world. Gys, world class. Super. Well done. Why I get emotional? This is what the pigeon sport was so much looking for and needed, in my opinion. It was to take the gamble out of it and to have a concept where we can truly complement good genetics. So it's not to have a lucky winner of a day, but if you can do it year in, year out, like Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, Max Verstappen, Hamilton, this is true professional sportsmen. If you can do it if we have a concept in pigeon racing, where you will see your name on top because you are good with genetics and that, this is what we need. And I hope we are close to that. And the day when I launched AFRIKAPRO, I said before, and I promised my wife I won't repeat my messages, but I got to say it maybe for the last time in my life. I say the day when I launched the concept of AFRIKAPRO, I will only know 5 years from today if that is successful, because we need to see consistency in our results. There we have in the second place, Bart Gerings and Simon Colbrenner, a good friend of me, which we just become friends overnight when I see him for the first time. They're only now 26 seconds behind Kings and Gys Low. But they come from overseas. The pigeons are born and bred there, not just this year, but last year as well. Last year, for 7 races, they were ranked in the top 10. There were even a time that they, on a black jacket, even a time they were 3rd in the top 10 last year. And then the interesting thing, this year, they start way down at the bottom. They were 95 on the ranking after race 1. And they work all the way up to where they are today. And only 26 seconds after Kings and Gys Low. And the scary thing is, last year, this time, when Bart and Simon goes into the final, they were ranked 11th. And when the final results were out, they were 6th. Today they ranked 2nd. So who knows after the final results is out. All the best for you guys as well. And good luck, and I hope the nerves is holding.
No,
and the most amazing thing, both these 2 years, those pigeons were born and bred in Europe, shipped here, and they performed so well, they just put themselves up there in the top 5 rankings, and it's phenomenal.
Sure. And then in 3rd position, Hendrik, we've got Umbirka Loft, our Qatar team. Welcome to them once again. I don't know if we have any of their representatives here, but they did pretty well. Moved up 2 notches, just 53 seconds behind the leader. And I know, sitting with you throughout the series, you've always hailed their name as one of the biggest international breeders that you have here locally. And going through by the way, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who don't know, we have our very brand new breeding loft at AFRIKAPRO. And walking in there, very, very pristine conditions there for the pigeons. Walking in there, one of the prominent cages or the prominent spaces there is actually Umbirka Loft.
Yes.
I think they have a hotel there in the breeding loft.
Yeah. No, so with Umbirka, he's also passionate. It's like each and everyone for us, but he take pigeon racing very serious. Of course, last year he was 2nd black jacket after the final, and he was 6th going into the final a year ago. So he even positioned himself as well, same as Bart Gerings, even better than last year. So he's now already going in the final, the 3rd position. And what he done amazingly was, after the first year of AFRIKAPRO, he just say, I love it, but I want to do good there. And he realized I got to buy pigeons that do good at AFRIKAPRO. And he done a lots of attention to detail. He studied those pedigrees and studied the fanciers. They done well. And he make a point of it to buy certain genetics out of them. And lots of effort from his side went in there. And I was amazed to see how quickly he fixed that within a year last year, 2nd black jacket. And we can see he's still on track. Very competitive, going 3rd in, and I know those pigeons can fly in today's temperature. They love a final like today.
Good luck. I'm glad you're mentioning that. I'd like to know, what's your take on, what's your prediction with Umbirka Loft for today?
No, it's very hard.
Yeah.
We're talking seconds here. Even if somebody's 20th ranking can come and take it. So.
Right. Well, good luck to him.
No, this is tough.
Certainly. Good luck to Umbirka Loft.
Yes.
And then in 4th position, guys, we're basically just going to jump from 3rd to 4th, because in 4th position, once again, we've got Kings and Gys Low 1.
Yeah. No, I think I said it. You have 2 teams in the top 5, world class. I wonder if we will see it again in the future, where a person can put 2 teams 2 consecutive years in the top 5 ranking going into the final.
No, certainly.
It says a lot. Yeah.
Some record-breaking performances there. In 5th position, we've got Hans-Paul Esser and Andreas Muller.
Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, so I was with, where I realized actually the quality, we deal with something. I didn't know that they're going to be ranked up there. I had no clue when I visited Andreas Muller in Germany earlier this year. And then he told me, no, I just sent babies out of this cock and hen.
Right.
And he explained me about Carnival Wonder. Jan Hoymans is also now co-breeding with him about that one. And yes, Herman with Carnival Loft as well. That pigeon just was ace pigeon and come and win a final. It's phenomenal. It's unbelievable. So this is the type of genetics that's participating here, and they were breeding with that. As just an example, but the entire team, Africa Pro is not about one pigeon or one pairing or whatever. Obviously, you've got to send a quality team with a good, consistent performance throughout. And Hans-Paul is just, the scary thing is, if you go look at race 9, the last race, they have 10 pigeons left in a team. Now, 8 of those 10 were ranked in the top 150 last week. So it's just, those pigeons are in a top form today, going into the final.
Right.
And they are, if there were some gambling people would have put perhaps money on that, yeah, because they clock all those 8 pigeons just like that, within 150 rankings.
Indeed, well, good luck to them. Let's quickly jump from 6 to 10 real quick. In 6th position, we've got Team SG Ulrich and the Painters.
Yeah, no, they also were also a phenomenal team. They put up their hand very high this year.
Yeah.
As you know, they were the green jacket winners. By race 7, leading the blue jacket. Right now, as we're going into the final, leading the brown jacket. So we have a problem there. I can't put so many jackets on one guy's shirt, so I really hope things sort itself out nicely there. But certainly that also talks to lots of volumes that are doing extremely well, yeah.
Just behind them is Kukumur and Gomes.
Yeah. No, so they also very, very, very good. We know that's a name that always come up. The longer it gets, we mention it very times, and consistent. Every year you will find him not just in the top rankings with our other one-offs in South Africa. They're very, very in the unions, the club. It's a big name.
Right.
And if it comes to one-off race finals, hot weathers,
yes,
this is when you see those people. And if you look over the last 3 years, history of Africa Pro, they were always in the top 10 rankings, even if they have to come from way down there.
All right, well, let's just take a look at our screen once again. I'm not sure if we can just get back to the top 10 rankings.
The top 10 black jacket rankings for us on the screen again.
In the meantime, while we're waiting for that, we'd like to say a huge thank you to some of our sponsors, you know, that allow Africa Pro to be what the great series that it is. So we'd like to say a huge thank you to Sakata for their flowers and their decor, as well as Pala Pala Garden. Of course, that's where our Africa Pro One Loft is. So a huge thank you for your decor as well. A huge thank you to Turf Pet, Vassell Lager, MedPet, SAB, Coke South Africa, Dak Pharma, and of course we are here in the city, within the city, Sun City. So thank you so much for hosting us, Sun City, and your very, very hard-working staff. All right, let's get back to that 7th, 8th position. We've got Kevin.
Yeah, no, so Kevin, well done. He's this year also for us new to the top 10. The first year, Kevin don't want to send pigeons to Africa Pro. Why? Because he want to beat King Segais Low in a club and union competition. So he want to keep these best pigeons for himself and participate in a union. But then he realized, no, the focus, he must send his best to Africa Pro. The first year he sent his very best into Africa Pro. He is as competitive in Africa Pro as much as he's in the union. A very, very good pigeon fancier as well. And the results speak for himself. So, as we said before, the result is so close to each other. It's anyone's game today.
No, he really did well as a top 10 debutant. In 9th position, we've got Mountain Loft, Murray Mills, A-team.
Yes, a beautiful joint venture syndicate team out there from Mferdi Liver. Last year, Mferdi breed the winning ace pigeon for his son, Peter JL, and winning the ace first and third.
Right.
So, what we must remember, black jacket ranking, you might maybe sometimes, it's all about the team, the average of your entire team. But to send the 2 out of the 3 best pigeons in the entire season of over 1,000, 2,000 pigeons at that time, and have the 2 in the top 3, it just speaks volume on Ferdi. Well done. You know pigeon racing very well, or pigeons quite well.
And of course, last but not least, obviously it's a name that we've already called up.
Yes.
I'm doing absolutely amazing. Loft Incomer, Silver Leaf Flyers.
Yeah. So yeah, that is Boots just been here. Boots, we all know about that. He also loves hot days like today.
May I ask quickly, President, who is Silver Leaf Flyers?
It's his daughter.
There we go. There we go. I was wondering who the beautiful lady in the profile was. Well done. Congratulations to you, Silver Leaf. Is this the first time you're a fancier? Well done. You're doing absolutely well. Top 10. Congratulations.
Well done. Yes. I think let's have a look at the liberation.
Of course.
Johan, if you can get that liberation video for us right there, then we can go over to the liberation, see how things went this morning with the liberation, with Ron and all of them. And then we take it further. Then we can perhaps look at other results going into the final.
Of course. After this, we'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, for the blue jacket standings.
Okay.
Yeah, just a weather update this morning. It's about 20 minutes before we liberate the pigeons. And the wind is blowing right from the front. There's the truck. Ready for the big one today.
Good morning everyone. The final race today, 601 kilometer. Beautiful morning, a slight headwind from the start and about 18 degrees temperature at liberation point. But I think the pigeons will clear away well from the liberation. I would like to say thank you for the opportunity to train the very, very best pigeons in the world. It's going to be a good race today, a fair race, and may the best pigeons win. Good luck. Hour 90, 95.
Set me free, set me free. Hey, Kulule, play the music, play the music. Hey, Kulule, set me free, set me free. Hey, Kulule, play the music, play the music.
These birds are really, really working. point, 7:30 in the morning. The wind is about 14 to 15 kilometers an hour headwind. Current temperature 25 degrees. Hi everyone, just a weather update. It's 8:30 in the morning. I'm now at the liberation point of the car race, which was hauled from the 430 kilometers. And that day the birds flew a 1350 with no wind at all. Currently it's now 26 degrees and the wind is about 14 kilometers an hour, still right from the front. That is the direction home.
Yo, all right, ladies and gentlemen, there we have a view of our loft at Phala Phala. Some of you have been there. Of course, a large number of you would have visited the loft as well as the breeding loft. But right now, what we have there is a view of good, nice, clear skyline, great conditions, Hendrik. And hopefully any time now, I know, well, not anytime soon, but we'll be expecting the birds to be landing.
Yeah. No, so as you can see now, the velocity right now as we speak is 1,450. So that is much too fast for today still. I think it was for many fans is the fear. There's sometimes, I don't know why, there's sometimes for the fans is a fear that the race is too fast, and then when it's a fast race, they actually move up the ranking. But today is certainly not a fast race. So as we say, 4,550, I think it's still a bit time before they're going to come.
Let's take a look at the velocity. I think we had a velocity there of about
1,452. But let's perhaps, Johan, can we quickly have a look at the Blue Jacket rankings as it is today? In the Blue Jacket rankings.
All right, so Hendrik, in the meantime, while we're waiting for the Blue Jacket rankings, we have a 1,450 for the velocity. How does that translate to someone who's obviously new to the sport, who doesn't understand what that means?
Yeah, so 1,450 is very much possible, if it's a cooler temperature.
Right.
Yeah, so even I experienced, I don't know for what reason, in AFRIKAPRO, if there's a no wind morning, you typically look at 1,400 velocity. Okay. So this is very no wind involved, cold morning, clear sky. This is what you can look at. but we know today is not such a day. Yeah, so certainly, I told you on the VMix that mix or do for us a live stream. There's that loft you see up there is the very most important screen for today. So we're gonna, as the velocity goes down and lower, we will be more spending time on the loft itself. Over to the blue jacket, as we can see, Dr. De Weert. He's currently leading the blue jacket. And what a phenomenal performance so far for him as well for the entire season. De Weert's favorite 4. If I have it correct, I don't know if Dr. De Weert is in now. Is Dr. De Weert around already?
Dr. De Weert, are you here? If you are, just raise your hand, let us know. Your bird, Hank's favorites, doing absolutely amazing in first position.
Maybe on the later stage we will call him up as well, have a short interview with him as well. Yeah, but that pigeon, if I have it correct, he was very keen to participate in Africa Pro. He decided to send some breeders down to Cape Town. He breed them there as well and to enter. And what a nice, beautiful success story. What I like about the fanciers is the onus is on a fancy to make plans what strategy they can use to try to do good in Africa Pro.
And then in second position, we've got Jasmine, that's flying for Pigeon Palace too.
Yeah, so yeah, Jasmine done exceptionally well. She's bred so well. So she's a very, very good pigeon. I actually have to look at all my notes to see how well she's bred. But yeah, I think if I have it right, she have Tom Locke in there. And she the father side comes out of Stefan Lambrecht's side. And that is actually come from Dirk van der Bolk genetics, what we're seeing there. And it's actually crossbreed with a South African SPO winner as well from 2017, all over winner, winning a lot of different categories. So that's the type of genetics we're seeing today in the front of our Ace Pigeon competition.
Indeed. And then looking at our third position, we've got 4 brothers, and their bird is Gudwa.
Yeah, no, so they also have a phenomenal season so far. They done exceptionally with that. I'm very proud of them. The 4 brothers, the interesting thing on their genetics, is the same father as New Kim, the most expensive pigeon ever sold in auction. And New Kim, obviously that value is because of her performance. And here, I never know that we're going to see that very same genetics in Africa Pro. So it's actually for me very pleasing to see that we all flying here against genetics of New Kim.
Yes.
And yeah, that's born out of the great fathers from Gos van der Woud, the same father as New Kim. And yeah, the interesting for me on that specific pigeon, she was in the last 2 races. So for us in pigeon racing, you will know your pigeon need to go, he fly himself into form.
Yes.
And it need to be in top form for the final like today. So in race 8, when it was a very, very hot race, she came 22nd. And then on race 9, 46. So always up there in the front in top form. So I'm very curious to see how the 4 brothers going to do today.
No, certainly. And then still in the black jacket rankings, for 4th and 5th position, we've got some German engineering over there. 4th position, Hans-Paul S. and Andreas Müller.
Yeah, so yeah, that's also very interesting. That pigeon is born out of what you call it, his name is Best Hope, and that's related to Poker Face 46.
Yes.
And unbelievable. It's also, there's a full brother of 5-star, if I have it correct, yeah. So it's a full brother of 5-star. 5-star is the green jacket winner of last year, the speeding. So very good genetics from them, and we can keep our eye out for that.
And then, of course, another German, Bulent Mavis in 5th position.
I just want to stop for a few seconds there on Hans-Paul S.'s pigeon as well. It's related to Turbo Kittel. Now in South Africa, Turbo Kittel is a very, very popular name in a strain. That pigeon speaks volumes on days like today. And Turbo Kittel, as everyone knows, that was the 8th gold medal winner in South Africa, perhaps they have the record, first rank FCI ranking in 2021. And there's also Tom Locke. Tom Locke I'm referring to that can fly days like today when it's hot and when it matters most. And they have also Darrow Sablon, A10 in there.
Right.
So very good genetics. That's the combination we're seeing there. Yeah, and on the mother side is also Dirk van Balk and the Pre Deadlifts. So if you look at the genetics, it's all in that pigeon of our 4th place, a blue jacket, Hans-Paul S. and Andreas. It's phenomenal. It's very good.
Indeed. And then again, they show up, their name shows up Kings and Hayslow 2 in 6th position.
Yes. First it was Bulletin Wavers. It's BP 215.
Yes.
That come at Poker Face 26. And the Poker Face 20 fits. It's also the great grandfather of Tom van Gaver that won last week the final, the 480 kilometer. So very, very good genetics there. And that pigeon was also ranked 2nd Blue Jacket just last week. So who knows how they're going to do, either go up or down today.
And then, of course, once again, Kings and Hayslow 2 in 6th position, doing very well.
Yeah, no, so we know they have very good genetics for them as well. They've got, well, what stand out for that pigeon for me is by race 6, it was a very, very hot race. A tough race, headwind,
Right.
race 6. And she was 65th at that blow. Very slow race, when the velocity come down, that particular pigeon of King's Hayslow performing very well. And when it was a very hot race, where when Woods Aankammer won the car, on that hot race, that pigeon was ranked 18, came through 18, so equal winner almost. So lots of hope for that pigeon as well, because that pigeon loves small avian love really slow races.
Yeah, no, certainly lots of titles there that could be up for grabs with Kings and Hayslow. And then we've got Marnez Nel in 7th position.
Uitsa Marnez, sê, as jy Davie daarbo, baie geluk 7de posisie. And we all know Marnez Nel also done extremely well in Victoria Falls, also had a super ace a year or two ago. And this pigeon is very much related to that. Well done for you guys as well, yeah.
Boss, if I could ask, where's Marnez? Could we... Oh, there we go. I always like to know what the fanciers look like, just so later on I can have a chat with you. But also, of course, for the other fanciers as well, to know where you're standing. So welcome once again, Marnez. And then we move on to 8th position, Julia Marie.
Yeah, so Julia Marie is from Germany all the way from there. Well done to them. That is Thomas Cornelius. He bought that as a wedding present for his daughter, Julia Marie.
Beautiful
and,
story.
So that is very nice. That's for... then also, Alvin Bester, our green jacket winner of last year. It's a no name in South Africa. Well done to him, Alvin. Good luck as well. We're just talking about 7 minutes, 14 seconds. There's nothing on a hot day like today. So the Blue Jacket rankings we see there up there for today, I certainly think we're going to see a lot of changes because it's a true tester for the pigeons out there. And really looking forward how that's going to unfold. As you see also, Essie Ulrich in the Painters, also just 7 minutes, 20 seconds behind. Unbelievable. They had a very good season. And as we say, they also in a brown jacket, #1, and even on a blue jacket and all the jackets is out there. They are a big factor.
No, certainly good luck to them as well. And then, last but not least, 10th position, we've got Team SG Ulrich and the Painters. No stranger to the top 10.
Yeah, no, they are always there. Well done, guys, and enjoy the day. Let's see how everything going to unfold. We're going to go more often to the loft and have a look if there's pigeons around. And maybe you can have a guess what's the velocity of today and have some fun and let the best pigeons win today.
Yes, indeed. Good luck. Just to let you know that we've got some really, really exciting things coming up. We've got our auction coming up as well. So, I mean, for those of you who are, like myself, a fancier for the very first time, I would like to encourage you to really do listen up for the guys who are coming in the top 10 in the blue jacket, black jacket. If you've got deep enough pockets, if the pockets are deep enough, like the Kings and Hayslow, perhaps you can maybe invest in the sport and get in on it. But once again, we've got a very, very exciting auction. So please do listen out for those birds. Those are the genetics that you're looking for, according to what I understand as a first-time fancier. So good luck to you once again. We'll see you slightly after the break. In the meantime, do enjoy mingling with each other.
Of course, yeah. So there is some lunch out there as well. Please help yourself. Once again, thank you so much to our sponsors, to Coca-Cola, SAB Brewery for sponsoring all the drinks for us for today. Really appreciate that so much. And enjoy every moment of that.
All right.
And just on the auction, just so that you know, many guys ask me where's the lots that will be up for tonight. After the results come out of this final, we will finally identify those 10 lots going into the first live auction we're going to do straight after the prize giving. So today's result will determine which 10 pigeons go to that auction. Thank you.
All right, so we'll see you guys after the break.
Thank you.
La